So where are you with your decluttering? Do you have items piled up in every room? Have you gone full minimalist? Today we're having a wee chat because I am talking about the very final thing that I am decluttering, which is, deep breath, my wedding dress. So if you're interested to find out what is happening to that, let's dive in. Diane in Denmark here, rah, rah, rah. I am your routines coach here on YouTube, and if you've been following me since I started the channel in 2017, you'll know that I teach the FlyLady system, and you've seen me decluttering over the years. You've seen me in all rooms in this big house. We're on 3 stories. You've seen me decluttering in the basement, in the kitchen, in the dining room, books, children's toys, clothes, gardening tools. You've seen the full process with me. And at the end of last year, I mentioned that we are moving from this big old house and we're getting a nice apartment in the city. So we're downsizing. And one of the last things that I'm dealing with now is my wedding dress. And I've been thinking about it for a while, and I've found a really, really good way to pass it along where it can help somebody else. Do you have your wedding dress? Do you feel like you have to hold on to it? What's the culture where you are? Because I'd held on to mine. We got married in Edinburgh, Scotland, in 1998. My husband is Danish. We were both working at the Supreme Court, the European Supreme Court in Luxembourg. He was working for the Danish judge, and I was working for the British judge, Scottish judge, and love at first sight, la la la. Anyway, we got married in my hometown in Edinburgh. And yeah, that was now, is that 28 years ago. And I kept the dress, and it's got a very long train, as you'll see. I've videoed it so you can see. And, it's one of those things, it was cleaned at the time and got put in the basement. And I thought, well, maybe I'll wear it again. At that time, like in the late 1990s, early 2000s, people were dyeing the dresses, and then using it as an evening gown. And I never went down that route, obviously. And I haven't actually tried it on over the years. I don't remember trying it on every year. But now that we are downsizing, it's kind of been in the back of my mind. So a couple of weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to try it on. My daughter wouldn't want it, and she wouldn't be able to fit into it. She's much taller than I am. And so I tried getting into it. There's no way I can get into it now. It's a long column dress. But last year, hold on, let me just hang it up behind me. So at the end of last year, I had been Googling, what to do with my wedding dress. There are quite a lot of charity shops here that will take them and sell them on. It's also very popular here at the moment because everybody's selling things on online platforms, and younger women are buying used dresses. So that's very popular here at the moment. But I came across a charity called Mind My Angel Denmark, and it's a very special charity. They help parents who are there in the kind of worst moments, who have lost a child through miscarriage or a stillbirth or a newborn death. And what they do is they take wedding dresses, and they are sewn and made into englekjoler, as it's called in Danish, which translates as angel robe, angel dress. And they make shawls and bonnets and inserts for the casket, the coffins. They also make emergency christening robes for the children. So I just thought this was a really beautiful way to pass on my dress. And they're quite a small charity, so they're not always open to taking donations, and also it must be a wedding dress, because a lot of people say, well, they've got this nice gala dress or confirmation dress, but it must be a wedding dress, because a wedding dress is an outpouring of love, and it's wrapping the child in love. So anyway, I got in touch with the charity. I sent them pictures of my dress so that they can see, it has to be in silk, cream coloured, and not a lot of layers of, tulle. Obviously, they can't use that kind of thing. And I thought my dress would be good because it has that really long train, so there's a lot of good material in it. And they wrote back and said, yes, they would love to have it. And they encouraged people to write a little note to the parents and also to the charity itself, so they can use that, of course, when they're looking for funding. And I have to say that was the most difficult part, because when I had made the decision to pass on the dress and they said yes, they could take it, I thought, yeah, I can easily put that in the box and send it away. But it was taking the time to write to the parents and the other letter. That it's been a really good process. And it's funny because I'm not emotional. I'm not emotional about letting go of the dress, but it's just that final journey it's going to take. And I hadn't realised at the time, but the day when I thought, okay, now I'm going to write to the charity, now I'm ready. It was Sunday, a couple of weeks ago, and it was only afterwards that it popped up that it was Mothering Sunday in the UK. I think there must have been some kind of connection with my own mum there. Quite funny. I've taken one of the flowers off the dress, as you can see behind me. That's what I'm keeping from the dress. And I do have all the info from when I bought the dress. It was a Spanish brand called Pronovias. And I bought the dress because I was working in Luxembourg at the time. I bought the dress in Metz. Metz is a French town just over the border from Luxembourg. So there we are. And I think, let me show you, I've got a photo of me when I was trying on the dress. Here we are. So I'll put that together with the flower. And I've also got my garter from the day that was made by my one of my Danish sister-in-laws. She makes lace. So anyways, I'm going to keep that. I've got a little keepsake box, from our rings and stuff. So that's going to go in the box. And the other funny thing, when I was writing the letter to the parents, I did that this Sunday, and I took out my best, writing paper and notelets, and I realised, oh my goodness, these were the paper for our wedding. Can you see that? It's embossed with a thistle. The same with the envelopes. And then this was stationery that we had made when we got, the wedding invites and the order of service for the church made. So anyway, everything's kind of come full circle. And as we're now coming up for European Mother's Day, because that's a different date. I think also the date is different in the States. It's kind of different dates around the world. In the UK, it's tied to Easter. But usually I used to send my mum flowers on European Mother's Day, because my brother in Scotland would give mum flowers on British Mother's Day. And I thought, as I'm not doing that anymore, I thought this year I will make a donation to Mind My Angel and then be thinking of Mum again. I didn't want to get too emotional about this, but as I said, it's been a really good process. I've now got the letters written. I'm going to fold up the dress, put it in the box and get that sent off. But what are you doing with your wedding dress? Do you have a custom where you are? Have you passed it on to another member of the family? Has it been used for something else? Because sometimes here, wedding dresses are also cut down and used as christening robes. So, there's lots of different traditions. And maybe if you're interested in doing the same with your dress, find out in your area or in your country, perhaps there's a similar charity there. As I said, Mind My Angel in Denmark, they can't take huge numbers of wedding dresses in, but you can support them with a donation. So, check it out in your area. Let me know in the comments if there's something similar. Let me know your thoughts. I'm away to blow my nose. And if you are ready to get started with decluttering, or maybe if you've stalled a bit, I have got over 1,000 videos, as I said, where you've seen me in this house decluttering over the years, usually 15 minutes at a time. All I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the decluttering hoogie be with you, and I shall see you very soon with a rah, rah, rah. Okay, bye for now.